Will Emily Thorndike get to testify in the Lindsay Clancy case? We get to find out today. Day 16 of Lindsay Clancy's trial has wrapped up. It's a great day for a great day. My name is Sydney Rushing. I'm a criminal defense attorney in the state of Michigan. Now let's talk about it. The morning started off a little bit delayed, but then Dr. Ziesel was called back to the stand. He discussed the times that Lindsay was experiencing derealization, where they don't think that what they are seeing is a reality that they're actually in. She felt that her brain was damaged, and she felt that she should unalive herself because she was never going to get any better. She thought that people could hear her thoughts, which would end with her losing her kids. He described her as having paranoid symptoms of psychosis in December. She was worried about the kids would be removed from her and she would never see them again. Her paranoia did not get better after she was released from McLean when she started tapering off of the Seroquel and Klonopin. He described Lindsay's intrusive thoughts as a voice telling her to unalive herself. He said people in a state of psychosis can do things they've done before. So Lindsay taking court to the doctor, being able to build a snowman and order takeout doesn't mean that she was not in psychosis. He said that he administered the Hare psychopathy checklist, antisocial personality disorder. The result was that she did not have any antisocial personality disorders, which is also known as a sociopath. He was asked flat out if Lindsay was criminally responsible, and he said, and I quote, "My opinion is she did have a mental disease and defect. She had bipolar disorder with postpartum psychosis. She was unable to conform her behavior to the code of law. She had no appreciation for the wrongfulness of her act." That is the first time I believe that we have actually heard someone say, yes, she did or did not have the mental capacity. And then on cross-examination, when asked if he had a relationship with Reddington, he said that he's worked with him several times over the years. He said that he was examining Lindsay as a colleague and friend of Reddington to see how she was faring. He confirmed she asked him to use his phone to make a phone call. Lindsay gave him Patrick's phone number and that her message to Patrick was clear and comprehensible. On February 6th, he was with Lindsay again, and they again called Patrick, and when asked if she asked about the kids, he said she did not, as he recalled. He said that Lindsay has not heard voices since the event took place in 2023. He said that a hospital chaplain had said that Lindsay said that she heard a male voice telling her to unalive her kids, then herself. He confirmed that none of her providers noted Lindsay saying that she had heard voices telling her to unalive herself, and that it's not in the records. When asked if he had a conversation with Lindsay about that particular voice or belief, he said he had asked about the hallucinations in different ways and multiple times, and her answers remained the same. The prosecutor then tried to discredit or impeach Dr. Ziesel by showing that his testimony was incorrect. He said that she took trazodone after she gave birth to Dawson, but really it was Zoloft. She pointed out that he did not list all of the medications Lindsay took while she was in nursing school, and that she visited Women and Infants Hospital on December 15th, but really she actually did it on December 20th. He was asked if Lindsay slept well at Tewksbury Hospital, and he said he didn't know. He explained that there's a big difference between a therapist and an examiner. A therapist provides treatment, and an examiner searches for the facts. His role was to examine Lindsay, not be her therapist. Then he was confronted with a document where Ziesel asked for the transportation of his patient, aka Lindsay. He said it's not unusual to refer to her as his patient, as she was a patient he was evaluating. The prosecutor played a recording from December 8th of 2023 where Ziesel talked about psychosis and hearing hallucinations and said that he had made his mind up on Lindsay prior to fully reviewing all of the reports. When questioned essentially how Lindsay could comprehend the doctor saying at Cora's appointment that day of the incident where some of the over-counter meds that she needed, he said that psychosis doesn't lower your intellectual functioning, so she was able to do those things. When asked about the voices Lindsay had said she heard prior, the prosecutor said she didn't act on them then, did she? And he said, that's correct, she did not act on those, she sought help instead. And then on redirect, when asked if he cares for Lindsay, he said that he does, and that ethical standards encourage the development of empathy and rapport with the person you're evaluating. With those two psychological constructs, you get more information from the respondent. You don't cherry pick information, you include warts and all in your report. When asked about the accommodation request the prosecutor pointed out earlier, he said his request was for Lindsay to not be chained to the van while being transported. When asked about the hospital records from Tewksbury on the kid's birthday and anniversary of the incident, he was asked whether the fact that a woman who was paralyzed was propelling herself from one room to the other was indicative of anything, and he said not at all. When asked if visits from Lindsay's parents undermined his finding that she suffered from a severe mental disease, he said that it was indicative of love. And in relation to her interactions with others at Tewksbury, he said that she was extremely well regarded and well liked on the unit by everyone. He also confirmed that he didn't see any reports that Lindsay was laughing or partying or having a good time at Tewksbury. He said that she has bad days and worse days. Then when asked if Lindsay ever mentions her kids, he said she does speak about them and that she really loved them and misses them every day, and that she thinks about them almost every moment of every day. After his testimony, the jury was sent back to chambers and the court interviewed, aka held a voir dire, of Emily Thorndike. She used to work at McLean and basically became a defense witness after a TikTok she posted went viral when she was saying, like, I can't let this injustice go. They're making it look like this beautiful thing, and it's not that at all. However, after the hearing, Judge Sullivan denied the motion to allow her to testify. Basically, it came down to the fact that she had left there almost a year prior to Lindsay being there during this incident, and that things could have changed within that time. And then after the conclusion of that hearing, the judge brought the jury back in and excused them for today, and basically said that it was out of the court's hands at that time. And that is it for day 16. We heard a lot and really heard the prosecutors trying to discredit Dr. Cecil. And that's because truthfully, he's a strong witness for the defense. And on top of that, he's pretty much the first one that has come out and point blank period straight up said she cannot be held criminally responsible, or she is not criminally responsible, period. Thanks for being here. Thanks for following along. And here's the question of the day. Do you think that the judge made the right decision in not allowing Emily Thorndike to testify based on, her being gone so long? Or do you think that he should have let her testify to kind of show that the prosecutor's version of this rainbows and butterflies and beautiful experience and all this one-on-one attention that they think that Lindsay Clancy got on that day was the truth? Or do you think he should have allowed her to say, like, no, that's not really how it goes? Let me know in the comments.